Yo, what's up, everybody? There's a good chance that this live stream, just full disclosure, this good chance this live stream, if it hasn't already, it's going to be laggy. My connection here in the hotel is a little spotty, but rely on the audio to be good, even when the video is not. So hope you guys can hear me, and let's get rocking and rolling. This is momentum number 260. Cody and I are in Florida right now, so I'm trying to do this while we're on the road, and relying on this internet Wi-Fi seems to be something else. So I might have to get hardwired in tomorrow, get like an Ethernet or something. But nonetheless, I'm excited to be here, guys. I'm talking about the biggest changes that is happening in the real estate market, and what we're seeing in the real estate investing world, at least over the next heading into 2022. I think there's been some writing on the walls, and this is something that I've been really excited to talk about because the flight in from Arizona, we're basically around a lot of people that are in the real estate world. And as we're heading out, I was just thinking about our real estate business. And I was thinking, there's been a lot of changes that have been happening as far as cold calling and sending SMS and the whole idea behind, how to reach sellers and how you're going to find off-market properties at a discount heading into the new year. And there's some stuff that I wanted to address with you guys on this video as I was like kind of thinking about it. And as we're flying in and we're driving up, I'm like, man, there's going to be a thing. And I feel like there's almost like a State of the Union I feel like I need to do every year, because like the cool thing about what we need to do, I get to see, at least within our personal real estate businesses, I get to see what's happening at scale with marketing. And I also get to see, like, with our Start Virtual clients, what's working and what's not working. And, as we're heading into this new year, this year has been crazy. 2021, we've seen more restrictions on SMS. That's one of the biggest things. And then also more restrictions on cold calling, right? And then maybe even less on the restriction side, more on, hey, it's hard to deliver your cold call to people's cell phones. And that's reality. Reality is that's how you're going to reach most of your people. That's how you're going to reach most of your prospects. I don't know if you guys that are on here, how many of you guys can relate to this right now? How hard is it to reach prospects via cold call right now? We're seeing it work well in the Midwest markets, but overall, dude, it's tough. It's tough to read, like in competitive markets, like in California and here in Arizona, most places in Florida, like wherever a lot of people are marketing, Texas, the cold calling is just difficult in general, right? And I think it's just going to get more and more challenging, and it's going to be up to us to be forward thinking. So I'm going to share with you guys what we're doing as a company to limit and, I guess, mitigate some of these risks, so we can also reach our prospects at at an affordable price, right? Without having to do pay-per-click and without having to do, online advertising. Regular guy says difficult here in Ohio, right? We're seeing that nationwide, man. And thank you for your perspective. But here's the deal. We've been talking about this for a little while. The old method was, I'm gonna give you guys just a quick rundown. Old method: buy a list of phone numbers, typically high equity absentee. That's going to be 5,000 records in most places, 10,000 records, 15,000, whatever that number is, right? The idea was, and I've talked about this, this was my strategy, and this is why this is changing, and I want to share this with you guys. It's 7,000 to 10,000 records was the idea, right? And of course, that's what's going to keep your virtual assistant busy. I'm not moving away from the records. I'm moving away from the people, the situation that we're going to be marketing to. It's going to get more and more difficult to market to these big lists, right? And what we're doing, and what I highly recommend you guys do, is number one, niche down, because going to the big list and trying to call through all of it is just simply not going to work. Heading into what we're seeing and what we see right now, where we're heading in 2022, bigger list, it's going to cost a lot of money, right? You may end up getting leads from it, but I promise you, your cost per lead is going to be more expensive doing that than what I'm going to share with you here right now. So number one, we're going to have to get niche. We're going to have, like, and when I say niche, I mean niche, especially for us who wants to beat out the biggest iBuyers, beat out the people who can spend all the money in the world. We're going to have to call the divorce, the pre-probate, the foreclosures, the driving for deals. That's why the 0 to Hero season 2 was so amazing. Those type of properties, those type of situations. Guys, if you're just joining, again, sorry for the video. I'm sure it's lagging, but just keep up with the audio. You can just turn your phone off and listen. But here's the deal. Niching it down, doing the highest distress list will be the way. Okay. Now, the second thing that we talked about is buying a bunch of phone numbers within the dialers. Right? You can go to Batch Dialer, ZenCall, Call Tools, whatever tool you're using to cold call. You can buy phone numbers there and you put them in groups, right? In that group, you call, your list, right? And it'll typically, I recommended 25 to 30 phone numbers in each call group as you dial through. Now, the challenge that we're seeing is people are buying phone numbers like brand new phone numbers, and they're not getting connected. They're already marked as spam. And that is a big issue, not just for us in the real estate world, but I see it in the real estate agents in this room in here. They're experiencing the same thing. So you're gonna have to spend more money now on phone numbers, but it's gonna be so important that you do allocating the right amount of funds to do that and not buying it through the phone service itself. Using platforms like what we're using now, it's called Caller ID Reputation. I know a guy, one of the company owners. He's amazing. They'll actually replace your phone numbers for you, and they check the phone numbers before you purchase them. It's a little bit more pricey. It's about $250 a month. But they constantly monitor your phone numbers for you, and you can port them into your dialer. I'll create another video on this channel to show you how to do it, but that is going to be one of the biggest things for people who their dialer, when the dialer doesn't work, I can always point it. I probably say 99% of the time I can point it to the phone numbers. It's not necessarily the data, it's the phone number, right? So that is the biggest thing. Going from the buying a bunch of phone numbers for $1 or $5 and putting them into a call group and then power dialing through those, calling your data, like big list and bad phone numbers, is a recipe for the disaster, and you're not going to get any results. So heading into 2022, it's important that we note, number one, we're going to niche our marketing down. Number two, we're going to use a service or something like Caller ID Reputation, where they constantly check your phone numbers for you, and they allocate phone numbers for your campaigns accordingly, right? Again, it is a little pricey. You're going to be spending money for it, but I promise you it'll help you with your connect rates, and that is what is going to make it happen, right? You can do Victor, you can use Google free numbers, sure. I'm just saying this is a service that automatically checks your phone numbers for you, because I promise you, like as you're dialing or as you're getting busier, it's going to be tough to check your phone numbers. But if you're trying to go the free route and you're doing cold calling at a small scale, sure, you can do Google phone numbers like that. But if you can afford it, I promise you it is worthwhile. Like it'll be one of the biggest reasons why your cold calling wins or loses, especially in these competitive markets. Everyone else is doing the old way. Everyone else is doing the old way right now, and you guys can get ahead by doing this. Right. And that leads me to my third thing here. Okay. The third thing is data. Okay. So we niche down the idea. We're marketing to a specific, situation, not a list. We got good phone numbers. Now, whether it be PropStream, Batch, REI Sift, I don't know there's so many different services where you guys can pull a list right now. What is happening is all these places, all these services, they're basically third parties. They're the middleman. They're getting data from someone else, so it gets data from someone else, and so on and so forth, and it gets passed down. Typically, they go straight to a place like DataTree or CoreLogic, right? And they grab this data at scale, like these big old bulks of data. Number one, it's dated. Okay, it's not updated, but maybe once a month. Okay, even no matter what they say, it's super expensive for them to update it weekly. It's typically updated monthly. And then number two, what we have seen is the skip traces that we have paid for. Okay, so we send in a list of 10,000, for example. Let's say we get back 9,500. We are double checking our skip traces now, basically verifying our skip traces. This is going to be the next thing. I promise you guys, mark my word, right here, right now, it's going to be the next thing. We're checking our skip traces, and we're finding out, no matter where we got it from those big names I just mentioned, no matter where we get it from, we're seeing about anywhere from 29 to 31% of the data that we paid for. So we got phone numbers for the lead, phone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. We're getting the phone numbers, but we're finding that the phone numbers are wrong. Of the 5 numbers that we got for them, not a single one of them is actually attached to that person, the homeowner for that said property. Nor can we find, or do we have the data for the relative. All of the data is bad. 29 to 31%. Guys, imagine how many people in your data set that you don't have the right phone numbers for, right? That's crazy, and it's also frustrating. Reality is these bigger places that aggregate data, they can't hardly tell either. And I'm seeing this is going to be a bigger and bigger challenge as time goes on. That's why we're actually working with a partnership at Start Virtual to stay ahead of this, right? Again, the cool thing that I get to see at Start Virtual for our company and, the other companies that we, help generate leads for, is we see this at scale, and I see it within our own personal business. So we're partnering with a company that all they do is verify skip traces. All they do is verify, is phone number 1 actually registered to John Smith, the homeowner? Is phone number 2 actually registered to John Smith, the phone number, right? And they categorize the phone numbers accordingly. My previous, paradigm was, okay, I get a skip trace list back. I got phone numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm only going to take the first 3 phone numbers because those are the more likely ones that are going to be correct for the lead. And reality is sometimes we found that phone number 5, 6, or 7 is the right phone number, and we were cutting that off the data set. So it's just so crazy that we're seeing this happen, and it is amazing. It is crazy. But I want to say right now, I promise you guys, if you can stay diligent, if you can take these 3 things to heart, if you have any questions on this as we head into 2022, send me an email, mattbeard@startvirtual.com. I can get you guys some of this information and try to recap some of this. Again, I know my internet connection is going in and out, but hopefully the audio is okay and you can hear me. But number one, right, we have to niche down. We're going to, I've said it before and we'll say it again. Niching down is going to be the way you win with cold calling, right? Once you get to the point where you can pay for online ads and stuff, it's not cheap. It's already a mature marketing source. You're going to pay good money for it, but you're going to make money. But if you're trying to break into this industry, keeping your cost down is important. So niching down, getting a phone number service like Caller ID Reputation, doesn't have to be them, but something similar, number 2. And then number 3, making sure your data is verified. So this is something that we're going to be offering proprietary at Start Virtual here very, 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 very soon. And I'm excited for it. But guys, that's the whole point here. Like you can promise, like I promise you on this channel, I will stay honest with you. I'll be straight up. I'll be as transparent as possible because it's important that what I see, you guys know, and you can make decisions accordingly ahead of time. And there's going to be no fluff. I don't lie to you guys. I try to keep it just off the cuff, straight up transparent. This is stuff that we're seeing right now at scale. And heading into 2022, I want your business to win. You can finish this year off strong. And as you go to outsource and as you go to hire virtual assistants and whatever that looks like for you, I want you guys to win. So hopefully you found some value from this video today. If you did, as always, head over to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. We cracked 1,000 subscribers yesterday. Shout out to you guys. You make this a ton of fun. And thanks for coming in and commenting and making this always a joy. I love doing it even while we're traveling here and we're in a hotel and I'm trying to go live, and I know their internet is spotty, but I still had you guys in here and you were commenting and stuff, so it made it a ton of fun. But as always, guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Hope your business is cranky, and whatever you need, you can reach out to me, mattbeard@startvirtual.com or MatthewBeard_ on Instagram. Guys, appreciate you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.